Welcome back, everyone. This is Arnaldo, a.k.a. Mad Dog. And this is The Real, episode 180 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast.
GG's! So good to have it back.
All seems right in this world.
Yes. Everything's back to normal. Well, semi-normal.
Semi-normal. We are missing one man out here. But
temporarily.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll show up.
Yep.
He'll come enter the door like Kramer.
Like, yeah.
He just busts in.
Just bust right in.
Yeah.
Do you know what just happened? Just like Kramer.
Giddy
up. Yeah. That voice, of course, is Mr. David Santos, a.k.a. Dream Twister,
Bringing you all the Seinfeld references for
absolutely.
The young generation that listens to this podcast.
You got to do the face. You got to do the face and the hand.
Yeah, well, they look great when I do them in the podcast.
In a podcast, that's true. Yeah. You guys can't see the mannerisms I'm trying to do here, but...
Go watch a YouTube. I mean, there's... you know what? Go watch Seinfeld. I believe they're bringing
on Hulu.
They're bringing it to Hulu, is it?
It's on Hulu now. That's how I'm watching it.
But I thought, which one's the series of the 90s series that they're bringing to Netflix? I think Seinfeld is coming to Netflix.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think.
Maybe we'll find out in the news.
Maybe. I gave you a taste. Because,
taste of news.
That Seinfeld video game that's coming out.
Yes, the Seinfeld video game.
Pow, 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 pow.
What kind of that would have to be some sort of Telltale game, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would
be a great Telltale game.
That would have been a fantastic Telltale. I know.
Man.
Talk about a dormant IP that they could actually use.
Yeah, why not? It's got to be cheap now to get it.
Is it though?
I don't know.
I don't know sometimes.
Sir, what are we drinking, bro?
It is a little taste of heaven. It's the color of heaven. I call it the Blue Lagoon, but it's not a Blue Lagoon. It just, for some reason, the look of it makes me think of it.
It is very blue.
It is very blue.
Very blue. Literally.
Blue.
Not even. We're not trying to be humorous here. But
this is Blue Alizé. Yeah.
I think the
Close?
makers of...
Maybe?
Well, who knows? They could be related. It is Hypnotic.
Hypnotic.
Which is a liqueur and is a blend of French vodka, exotic fruit juices, and a touch of cognac.
That is amazing.
What do you think so far?
Well, as a connoisseur of fruity drinks, evidently.
I feel like I may be setting you up here. I wasn't really trying to set you up. I was just saying,
as you can confirm by the YouTube video, College Humor Embarrassing Drink. Go ahead and get it.
Yes.
Find it on YouTube. It is the story of my life. Literally. So no, man, first of all, last time I enjoyed the last podcast, the Alizé a little too much to the point that it almost killed me.
Yes.
If you guys remember. Yeah, don't drink and laugh. It could prove fatal.
Yeah.
But this one, dude, this is fantastic. This is like some next level shit. And I'm saying it because as I was drinking it, I couldn't tell the part, oh, this is pineapple. Oh, this is
fruit juice.
This is, but I could still feel like the different mixes as if they were parading towards my palate, my tongue or whatever.
Palate?
Yeah. So every time you sip a little bit of it, it's kind of like in your mouth, it kind of like breaks down into the different components.
Yes.
And you can even taste the liquor separate on its own.
Yeah.
And it's good stuff, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah. This is another classic, again, we'll call it, hood rat drink.
Yeah,
This is when I was young and probably drinking way earlier than I should have. We used to just get bottles. We used to love get bottles of this, and then on top of that, we'll throw some either some cognac or some sort of Hennessy right into it to make it more strong.
Oh, dude.
And we just be packing it back.
And this is heavy. This is loaded. I have at least what would you say? Half of this.
Half of that would probably be if I had to.
Like a cup?
Probably about a cup.
About a cup. As while I'm playing Witcher. And at some point, I started to feel it. Like I could tell, like, oh, okay, no, this is setting up a very nice, comfortable buzz. I probably don't want to go towards another cup because you can feel it.
Yeah, it sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
It sneaks up on you.
Yeah. Well, actually, I feel like this one shows it up front rather than
this one does. Yeah.
At Long Island,
it's a cognac. That's what it's.
That's what. Yeah. No. Mixed drinks for the most part tend to sneak up on me. I haven't gotten drunk too often, but the times that I have done, it's always been the same freaking drink. It's always been with Long Island iced tea. Because I don't learn my lesson.
Because you drink them like they're tea.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to drink them like they're tea.
Exactly. No,
the iced tea portion of it is literally a joke.
Yeah. It's like, don't go with it. And I've fallen for it many times. Dude, you go to Miami and you go one of the places in the nightlife and they serve you this bucket, this huge thing. And you're just sipping it because you're having a good time. You're talking, you're good company or whatever. And next thing you know, it explodes on you, like a bomb.
Yeah, because the whole deal is that it takes your body a while to break down the alcohol, right?
Yeah,
so if you're throwing a few in there and you just keep throwing it in, it's still trying to process. Yeah. It catches
this one, it shows you up front. The moment you present it in your mouth, it's like, oh, yeah, there's alcohol. Yeah.
There it is.
Drink responsibly.
Exactly. Guys, if this is your first time listening, thanks so much for tuning in. Please go to Good Game Bracket GG on Facebook and join the conversation there. Also, if you're listening to this on iTunes or Google Play or anywhere, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. What we normally do, guys, is we go first into what we've been up to, move on into various news items, and then finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's
hot topic:
what games are going to disappoint?
We are letting you know up front so you can cancel your pre-orders.
Cancel your pre-order, yes, exactly.
We're trying to save you money here. We already know. We know the backstage.
Yeah, exactly. We have it. Yeah, we know Kojima, right? We've been speaking with Shaun Layden. That's why he left.
Exactly.
Like,
dude, he was like. Yeah. Last of Us probably gonna be the last of them because I'm out.
Exactly. And he's out. So tune in a little later into the show for that. So, sir, let's start the show with what we have been up to. Sir, will start real quick because I ain't been doing shit. To be completely honest with you. So
there you go.
Yeah. I'm still chipping away at Link's Awakening on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
And, dude, that game is obtuse. It's one of those things you're like, what am I supposed to do? Jesus.
It is very
and then it gives
classic.
You, like, hints. And I'm like, okay, I know I need to go over there. I have this. Does this work? No. I use a bomb? No. I use this. Am I missing something? I go back to the room where the phone is, because there's this ridiculous room with a phone that you just call and say, "Hey, I need help." It's like it's almost like the Nintendo Power line.
I was gonna tell you
is in the game.
I was gonna tell you that's what you're missing. Nintendo Power.
It's in the game. But the thing is, the guy picks up, "Hey, this is a mirror. Hey, why don't you check this place out?" Oh, okay, I'll do that. And I go over there and do it, and I'm like, okay, now what? It's just not obvious. You know what I mean?
Are you serious that there is a phone that
yes, that's all over the map.
It's kind of like alluding to the days of Nintendo Power for real.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. That's amazing.
I don't know. I can't, because I never played the original, so I can't tell you if that's in the original. I think it is, but I can't tell you.
I've heard it's Faithful Recreation.
Well, there's a couple new things like the create your own dungeon thing that's in there.
Right.
That's new, but the rest, and again, that's also optional. So it's not like it requires you to do it. So maybe that's why it doesn't become a big thing. But anyway, I'm still enjoying it, but it's just like, come on, man, give me a little something here, damn it.
We're getting used to, and this is actually, I was thinking about this a couple nights ago as I was playing Witcher. The fact that games nowadays tell you exactly where to go.
Yeah.
Including this masterpiece of a game. There, you would think, oh, maybe you remember when you were playing Control, right?
Yeah.
It didn't tell you exactly where to go. I mean, it showed you I guess he gave you a pointers of where things were when I think about it, but it never drew a line. It was always like you almost never needed the map because you will see the signs, right? And other games, they give you the guided experience, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where it tells you, do you want us to tell you exactly where to go, or do you want to look off all the tips and for that other people will tell you, and then kind of like check the area, and exactly. And that seems complicated, especially
for an open world game like The Witcher or Assassin's Creed. I can see that being something that will infuriate really quick if you don't have some direction. You know what I mean? I wonder if that would be something that would fly in today's world. This type of game with this type of, hey, figure it out on your own. I just don't have time. That's the whole deal. It's like, and not that I want to rush through Link either, but I want to move. Because once I get to the dungeons and stuff like that, I don't have a problem with the dungeons. It's easy to get. It's just finding how to get there and finding what am I missing. Well, who would I need to talk to? You got to talk to people many a times, and that's the whole deal. I'm learning that now. It's like, so you spoke to them before, you did a bunch of stuff. Now you got to come back and speak to them again, and now you got to figure out what it is you have to do to get them to do something. It's just like, come on, guys.
It's
a bit much. It's a bit much.
It's a game of its time.
It is a game of its time. I started playing this other game called, and this is also this is actually on the PlayStation 4. Excuse me, Wandersong, which I don't know.
Wandersong.
Yeah.
Wow. I
you know which this is?
I know which one. Yeah.
So I'm gonna show you real quick the thing. The
Wandersong.
Wandersong.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. For some reason I was thinking of Finished Swan.
Oh no, I've played that before. Yeah. Which is great for the record.
Yeah. Also, there's an Unfinished title, Unfinished Goose title.
Unfinished Goose? Oh, dude. I'm into that one. But really? Wandersong is a puzzle adventure game. It's coming from developer Greg Labanoff? Sure. Indie developer, basically. And it follows the story of a bard as he goes on a quest and pieces together a song that will save the universe from destruction. The way it plays, it's a side-scrolling adventure game, essentially, is what it is. It's very almost paper mache look to it. You know what I mean? The way the world and everything looks, and it's very simplistic, almost like
I'm trying to think of the title of that game.
South Park. Yeah, that weird paper look to it.
Oh,
and that one too. Yeah, the one from Media
Molecule.
Oh gosh, I forgot the name. But similar to that too, and so the whole stick of the game is that your character sings, and when you use the left stick, essentially he can go, and he has eight different notes. That he Tearaway.
Was the name of it.
He can use 8 different notes, and you use the music in the game to either get the world to change in some sort of way,
get jiggy with it,
or get jiggy with it, because there's a concert at some point or another.
Of course,
yeah. So it's a very whimsical game, and I'm enjoying it. For what it is. That's I really can't say much on it, other than, like I said, it is him trying to save the destruction, and it's written pretty well. I can definitely say the writing's pretty humorous. Cool. I've laughed a few times just at reactions or something like that. I'm like, oh, okay,
That's cool.
But it's pretty decent. I've had it on the watch list for a while, and then it was on sale, and I grabbed it a little while back, and I'm like, all right, well, I got some time. Let me do it now. So those are the two things that I'm still chipping away at Link, and I only went to Wandersong because I was like, man, fuck Link. I'll come back to Link later, and let me go check Wandersong out, and
I wonder if you will finish Link.
I think I will, because it's not a very long game.
Right.
I think we looked into it a few podcasts, maybe when we were off.
Oh yeah, we did.
It was like maybe 15 hours. It's not very long at all. That, so I'm pretty sure I can finish that. That's not a big deal. However,
also don't get stuck.
Time frame is we're coming up to a couple games that I want to get into. You know what I mean? It's pretty soon. So I'm like, Link, you better stop being
right.
so damn obtuse and then tell me where I need to go so we can enjoy our adventure together and I can move the fuck on. You know what I mean?
You gotta find the computer in the game that allows you to go to YouTube and see where you
I guess, you know, or the warp zone, yeah.
Game facts.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I've been playing. I did watch a movie, which is an interesting movie. I watched it recently with my wife. It's called The Standoff at Sparrow Creek. And this is a movie we found on, it's on Hulu is how we watched it.
Standoff?
The Standoff.
The
Standoff at Sparrow Creek.
At Sparrow Creek. Interesting.
Yes, it is. It's basically, so here's the synopsis from IMDb. After a shooting at a police funeral, reclusive ex-cop Gannon, Gannon.
Yeah.
Gannon, yeah, it's interesting. Realizes that the killer belongs to the same militia he joined after quitting the force. Knowing the police will be closing in on them, Gannon quarantines his fellow militiamen in a remote lumber mill. There he sets out on a series of grueling interrogations to the intent of basically figuring out who it was that who it was that was responsible for what happened.
So in other words, Gannon has to find the missing link.
He's missing. Yeah, that's exactly nice. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Well done. It was killing you. You have to say it.
I was dying.
I gotta say it.
You saw it. Otherwise, you were gonna keep talking, and my moment was gonna be gone.
Well said, sir. Well played. I like it. Movie's actually pretty interesting. Very low budget, but it's low budget in the sense that not that it looks low budget, but it takes exactly. It doesn't need to be a big budget. It takes place in one location. The acting is great. The suspense of what's going on is very good. The way it presents the mystery is pretty awesome. And then the outcome is also pretty good. It's also a little open ended. It's not one of those that doesn't have an ending, but it's open ended as to interpretation as to what occurs. But it's pretty good. It's on Hulu if you're interested at all. Check out the trailer. I might even post it on the group. It's only an hour and a half, so it's not even that big of a time sink. So definitely pretty good. But that, sir, is all I've been doing. So.
Awesome. Well, actually, what's my story? I have
West Side Story.
West Side Story. Yeah, exactly.
That West Side Story.
That West Side Story. That's the movie I've been seeing. No, I had. Well, you guys know I. Oh no, I didn't mention this last podcast. I mentioned it off podcast, but I finally finished Control. I beat Control.
You didn't even mention it. You hadn't finished it with it.
No, because when we started the podcast, I hadn't, and correct. Then I was playing during the podcast, and then I beat it. Right?
Oh yeah,
that's the way it happened. Sure,
yeah,
okay.
Of course.
So
that's all we do is podcast all day and every day. So yeah,
yeah. So Control. What can I say about
it's the best game. No.
The more I think about it, the less I feel like giving it that. Not because it's a bad game, because actually the game and the gameplay is pretty phenomenal, you know. But I mean, we have rehashed this you and I in conversation. But for those that are listening right now, the story I found the story of Control a little convoluted, but not in a interesting good way. More like convoluted in a sense that just when you think that things are gonna unravel or you're gonna realize what's going on, it kind of makes it even more complex or obtuse, as you was using the word before. And I personally, and this is gonna resonate different with different people, so in no way I'm gonna be spoiling the ending or anything like that.
The game is pretty divisive, so it's not. Yeah.
So
not unheard of.
I found the ending to be very unsatisfying. You know, like there's a moment you alluded to that moment. I found that moment that was super cool.
Oh, it's so good.
It is
so good.
It is. It's
one of the coolest gaming moments I've had in a long time, and that's literally the description.
Yeah,
coolest. I felt so cool doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. The game makes it very easy to make you feel like this unassuming person being a total badass. You know. Fighting these forces. The problem is it never answered the questions that I wanted to know from what I was suspecting from Remedy, and also I wonder if the reason for that is because they were trying to set up for maybe like a sequel, and based on how this game is doing, right now,
commercially, it's bombing.
It's probably
It's really
not going to
bad,
have
yeah.
its sequel, which is a shame because you guys should play, should play Control regardless. It's still a good experience.
It's important to know. I say commercially, critically, it's doing great.
Oh yeah,
critically.
absolutely.
But commercially, meaning how much it sells. I think we're mentioning it off air, so you probably didn't hear this, guys. But for the numbers of August, the MPD numbers, right? They chart the top 20, right? And Control came out in August and didn't even chart. Now, one argument that you can say is, well, it came out on the 27th, which is towards the end of the month, so that's probably why it didn't chart. True, but Man of Medan came out on the 30th, and it did chart.
Damn.
So that says it all. You know what I mean? One day, and it made the top 20. This had 3 days, or I don't know how many days are in August, maybe 4, and it didn't even make the chart. Yeah. So
I'm thinking also, like, it didn't help the fact that it was coming around at the same time as Borderlands 3.
Borderlands just came out, right? In October.
No, Borderlands
didn't it come out the beginning of this week?
I think Borderlands came out last week.
I'll look it up. Okay.
Or a couple of weeks. But anyway, it still have an effect because Borderlands. It's
people could be saving up for it.
It's a big title, exactly. People could be saving up for it. So I don't think that did it any favor. Also, you didn't hear about this game. This game was not marketed. I mean,
no, they did not. They did not
at all. Right now, or I was talking about a few podcasts ago. This is the only game in PC that I could say, this validates your purchase of a ray tracing video card because it looks amazing.
Oh, no, I take it back. September 13th. So this would have been about 2 weeks.
There you go.
Before.
Around the time, right?
Or 2 weeks. Borderlands was 2 weeks after.
After. Okay.
Control, yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of close. And Borderlands is doing like super, super well.
I didn't care for Borderlands. Everybody's like, it's just like more Borderlands 2. And I didn't even like Borderlands 2.
Yeah. Well, you didn't play it. I feel like maybe, but I don't know.
Dude, I put in a good 6-7 hours in it. If it's not grabbing me,
around that time, it's probably. But do you think if we would have played it around the time that came out,
maybe, yeah.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. Especially because some of those jokes are so referential that of the present. Where it came out at that time, that right now it feels like super flat. I don't know if you got to the part where they were referencing the double rainbow. The double rainbow! Oh my god!
No.
That meme from a long time ago,
no.
Or The Dark Knight. That was another one for The Dark Knight when that movie came out.
Maybe if it was said, I just wasn't. At some point, I was really just like this. I was tuning it out.
No, it was. It would have had to. Yeah, it was not main. It was not part of the main story. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So back to Control. I still liked it. If you had to ask me, would I recommend it? Yeah, absolutely. It's at its core, it is still a fantastic game. Just there are some games that the gameplay might not be anything like super, super special, or I might straight out not care for it, but the story grabs me enough where I will still go on.
Last of Us.
And yes, Last of Us is a perfect example.
I love the gameplay of Last of Us, but I know you didn't care for it.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. I didn't care for it, but it's still an amazing game, and I'm super stoked about Last of Us 2. Even though I know what to expect. Also, sorry, I don't mean this is not meant to be a thing against Naughty Dog, but I was also thinking of Uncharted.
Oh, okay.
Uncharted stories are great. The banter between the characters is really fun. Like the whole game is fun, but the gameplay is just your typical cover shooter.
Yep.
That we have seen many, many times already. And with the hanging already, they have done that so many times already that it's kind of like past it. Like, I'm glad there's not an Uncharted 5.
For Control, I think when it comes to the story, Control is one of those weird games where I think, this is my opinion, I think that the environmental story telling in the game is top notch.
True.
Where the main storyline that's passing through the story really is a simplistic story. And this is not a spoiler because this is in the trailer. Basically, it's a girl in search for her brother. She knows that a government agency is involved with what happened to him, and she's basically trying to find what's going on. That happens a lot in the beginning. It doesn't really get referenced to again, not reference, but it doesn't become a major thing towards the middle parts to the end. And that's her storyline is there, but the environmental storyline, what's going on in the world, is crazy and awesome at the same time.
It is so good, man. Especially that beginning when you start playing that game and you start going into this building and meeting this person and finding these things, and it's setting you up to what's probably going to be like an amazing reveal. Like you can't believe like this is going to be a would you kindly kind of moment.
I honestly,
that's what I was expecting. And I was setting myself for failure on that. But Remedy has delivered, maybe not on that caliber, but like I told you, Alan Wake is a fantastic example of that. And it did the same thing. It did the thing with the music. It's a very huge part of the of it.
I don't know. I've never played the game, but I heard that. I've heard when it comes to Remedy games, the music in the games are
the music is it's actually interesting enough. It's the same band.
Oh, well,
the what was it called? The gods of.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I forgot the name.
The gods have abandoned us.
Yeah, something like it. Might as well have that title. Yeah, it's a particular band. But yeah, definitely in control. What else? You guys heard me mention Witcher. I'm still going. I think I'm trailing at the end of it. At the end of the main, campaign. I say like that because I intend to play the DLC because I'm having a hell of a great time with it. I don't want that game to. Well, I do and I don't. I'm ready to wrap things up, but at the same time, I feel like if I end it, it's gonna be one of those games that I'm gonna miss the people. That happened with that always happened. That happened with Persona 3 and Persona 4, and
I can tell you right now,
it's a feeling of emptiness.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, I have the game. I have it installed.
Yeah.
I actually played it was maybe a couple weeks ago. I just went in, did a quick story thing, and then got out. And I was like, no, because I can't. I'm not going to be able to go through it, but I just want to touch it for a second. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be able to revisit this game.
It's like,
but I love it so much. Yeah.
It's like you have this relationship with this girl. It didn't work out, but you kind of miss her. You cherish the moments you had, and they were special. And then you see her again, and you try to reconnect, but you know that you can't really start it again because it's
correct. Yeah.
Oh man, which was great.
Yeah.
And also, surprisingly enough, I did played a little bit, dabbled. I will say I didn't got into much into this brand new game that came out very recently, Destiny 2.
Oh my god.
So
why would you put yourself through this?
Because it's a free to play game. It's fantastic. No. It is actually, that part is true.
Free to play.
For those who don't know, Destiny 2 is free to play. Free to play. You can download it right now if you haven't and have your way at it. At least vanilla is. And vanilla Destiny, I will argue that it's pretty good. I enjoyed it a hell of a lot.
It's good. Yeah. I thought it was good.
Yeah. Now,
it's a lot of fun. Shooting mechanics are good.
Shooting mechanics are good. Exactly. It's fun. It's the reason I give a little bit more recommendation now than before is because my curiosity was, I know it's the same game. I know they moved away from Activision. I want to see what are the differences, what changed, from it. Mm-hmm. And for those who know a little bit more about like the monetization and the things with the Eververse and all that, like I didn't purchase anything like that, but I was perusing to the store to see, and it looks marketably different. It looks very different.
Does it look when you
no in a good way?
When you say, I was going to say, when you say marketably different, is it look like worse? Yeah.
No. Sorry, okay. It looks like you could tell that they are moving away from that like super annoying predatory RNG that it used to have. Is I can't describe again. I didn't put a penny on it. This was just me going through the store and see what I'm able to purchase, and it seems like I'm able to get some things with what I already have. Like they have a currency, bright something, bright powder. I don't know. Destiny fans, please. I'm a very casual Destiny player.
Please direct all your hate email to Dream Twister.
I only like to play it because I like to see the story. I like to shoot things, and that game on PC, shooting things is like incredibly fun. Also a game where the way I play it is I don't have to worry about what's in each nook and cranny, because that's not how you get your, like, you won't be missing anything out if you miss a crater. First of all, there wouldn't be a crater anywhere. It'll just be I don't know. There might be something where you open up and you get something out of it, but it's not a new weapon suddenly or new loot or crazy. That's not the way you get loot. You get loot by just shooting. That's what the game encourages. So when I'm playing the game, I feel like it's the only shooting game that I'm playing that my character is acting the way he will really act, not getting into that, let me check what's in that room. No, you got a mission, and the mission objective is up front. Just keep running and gunning.
Do you think that this, now that it is in the hands solely of Bungie, that it will have, will it become a point where we'll look back at it, a couple years down the road, and it has become what, Jesus.
Was it playing originally?
Huh?
The platform, basically?
That, but will it become like Warframe? Like we'll look back in 2 years' time, it'll become its own ecosystem with a thriving community, consistent updates, just similar to the way Warframe. Wouldn't that be actually cool? But do you think it'll reach that point?
In a different way, yes. Warframe, the thing with Warframe is that they added new gameplay element that is like completely that they didn't have before,
Well, I mean, they're constantly updating. Yeah, they're constantly adding and adding lots of missions and stuff like that.
It kind of lends itself towards that. Honestly, the way that I've seen Bungie work so far, and granted, this is the first time that they're being independent, so I'm ready to be impressed. But I honestly, I see them bringing, and that's the plan, of bringing new content at a steadier pace, because they're not concentrating on just making this big marquee expansion, just releasing little content here and there. It's the community is, I mean, it undoubtedly has a huge community already. They broke the server. They had to bring the services down because it has so many concurrent players. At one point that it can, they needed to.
That's good. It's a good sign. It's a healthy sign for.
It's a good sign that things are going well. At the end of the day, it is still Destiny 2. It has improvements. Yes, I've seen some quality of life improvements, but. If you didn't like it at first, this is not gonna be like, this is not gonna turn you around.
Yeah, exactly.
This is it. You like, for example, I'm playing it right now because my character from PlayStation 4, which I could only bring up to Destiny 2, and I didn't play Forsaken because by the time the Forsaken came out, the game was also coming on PC, and then I just started a new character on PC. So I kind of wanted to. I couldn't get my character from PS4 before, but now with the crossplay, it's not crossplay. With the
cross progression,
well, you can't go back. See, that I would call it that, but I can't go back to PS4. I don't think. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
with
but
that.
it still progresses forward.
It still progresses forward. So the cross whatever, the cross character that you can
progression
bring in,
one way.
Yes, the one way cross progression. Yeah, there you go. And I realize there's a bunch of Destiny players right now like laughing.
Like I said, direct your hateful emails to dreamtwister.com.
So I get to play with my characters from the one that I've been playing Destiny one from, you know.
The
so
one
it's
we,
really cool.
The one we made together. Back
Yeah, exactly.
I have those pictures come up every so often on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Memories. I'm like, look at that. yeah.
And I remember that when Destiny 2 starts, it's where it shows you a time frame of the things you have accomplished so far, and it always shows you who you be, you know, this raid or whatever with, you know, who were your friends, who was your fire team or whatever. Anyway, I just went in just to play a little bit of Forsaken. I remember like, okay, yeah, this actually feels fun, you know, and this is, and again, the world, the world itself is incredibly well crafted. You know, it's just once you see it, you play it, you kind of know what to expect.
Yeah, you already know. Yeah.
So, but enough of Destiny 2, and because I'm not the authority to be speaking.
Clearly.
I mean, any authority of that. This is Destiny 2 from a super, super casual perspective. No, I watched a movie recently.
Oh, snap.
And I know it's always an snap moment when I would say
when I hear
because I don't
Man.
tend to watch many though. Red Sparrow, sir.
Red Sparrow. Okay, the one. Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen this movie?
No, it's on my list to watch, but I have not seen it.
Oh, okay. You keep it on the list because the movie is good. So I enjoyed it quite a bit. So out of the description, IMDb, it says prima ballerina Dominika Ergorova faces a bleak, uncertain future after she suffers an injury that ends her career. She soon turns to Sparrow School, a secret intelligence service that trains exceptionally young people to use their minds and bodies as weapons. And
Interesting choice.
I'm gonna keep
ballerina assassin.
Yes, and you see that in the trailer.
Yeah,
you see that straight in the trailer.
Very cool.
There's more to it on this thing, but I'm gonna leave it there because sometimes this description time
can be a little spoiler.
Too much away. What to say? What can I say about this movie? It's definitely interesting. The movie it stars what's her name? Jennifer
Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. Thank you. Francis Lawrence is the director. As I was looking, I was like, wait a minute, her name's not Francis. And she does. I mean, for the character that she played, obviously she had to do this Russian accent, and when she does it, I thought she did pretty well. Actually, I
really
kind of like
believable.
I thought so, yeah. Except that at the end,
last time you heard of someone with
from
a
the
Russian
beginning,
accent?
well, no, because I think so. But now I'm thinking that at the end, it's almost like she's losing the accent, or you can tell it's
Has time passed?
It's just
been 2 weeks.
It looks like they were shooting in order. And she kind of forgot that she's supposed to play a Russian.
Wow,
that's
hilarious.
It's it is hilarious. That movie has a lot of interesting moments, you know, when they say, "Hey, this school or whatever, it's meant to train these people to use their minds and bodies," and it is in the literal sense. It's like,
yes,
oh yeah, you have to earn the art of seduction, because the whole thing is say, hey, every human being has something they yearn. And your job, basically, you know, is to become that piece of the puzzle that is missing, so that they feel whole, and therefore they open up to you and they start divulging, you know, you can
information
get and all that, because it's all a thing with espionage and all that. Not super high on the action, like there's not a lot of. You would think, oh, she's becoming. You think, oh, she's becoming a kick-ass assassin, you know, maybe, and almost the trailer makes you think that maybe that's the route they're going, but no, she's not becoming. No, La Femme Nikita. She's not becoming that.
La Femme Nikita. Yeah.
She is basically. I mean, you could tell that she's
realistically it doesn't lend itself to. I mean, it can lend itself to good movies. It depends on what you're going in for. The trailer never led me to believe this was going to be an action-packed film.
Right.
So, That's good.
Yeah.
I'd have that expectation.
Yeah. It's
that expectation is in check.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I think you might enjoy it. I thought it was fine. Certainly not like the best thing ever. And I think when we were having the conversation of, I don't sit down to watch a lot of movies because even when I enjoy a movie, I can say, this was good, but I didn't need to watch it. I didn't need to see it. It's one of those. Not saying anything against the movie, itself, but I feel like the parts that were impacting weren't the good kind of impact that I enjoy. So it's like, well, no, this is a little bit more shocking than impactful, and it doesn't necessarily work with me. But that said, it is a very interesting premise. It does have very good intrigue. And
has Jennifer Lawrence.
Has Jennifer Lawrence, exactly.
Yeah. So that was a plus.
Jennifer Lawrence, exactly. Yeah. Her body's a weapon. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
So I think if it's on your list, move it up. I would love to hear what you thoughts on it.
Just move it up for this.
My wife has seen this movie twice. She wanted to see it. And she wanted to see it again almost immediately. That's how much she enjoyed it.
Yeah, she mentioned it last week, and I was like, "Yeah, it's on my list. I haven't gotten around to it." I literally passed by it very recently because it's on for me. You saw it on HBO?
I saw it. Yes, on HBO.
Yeah,
yes.
so it's on HBO. And I was like, I need to watch before it comes off HBO. And then I have to fucking pay for it. You know what I mean?
Do so.
Huh?
Do so. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Anyway, it was just funny that she brought it up, and I was like, yeah, I was just recently looking into that, and then she mentioned it. I was like, okay, we'll do it. For some reason, it didn't come up when I brought up the other one. Otherwise, I would have had that the one I mentioned, Standoff at Sparrow Creek. I basically go home and I'm like, all right, I'm going to just get something ready to hit the play button. And I'm not even going to ask, hey, do you want to watch something? I'm just going to put something on. Bloop. You know what I mean? That's it. All right.
We'll start with this one.
Exactly. So I'll try to do that one on the next one.
Well, do so before it goes away because like I said, I think you will enjoy it. The fact that my wife was so insistent, you got to see this, and then I saw it and I was like, no, I probably didn't have to, but it's okay. I had an enjoyable time with it. So anyway, that's Red Sparrow, and that's it. All I have.
And we're back, guys, and it is time for Koax Reaper is finally here.
Yes, he arrived. Woo. Better late than never. Sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of traffic. We understand. Oh God, it was a long day. Anyways, real quick, I started playing the Apex Season 3 because I saw some of the skins, and especially the Lifeline one, which looks like a devil with the horns and everything. I'm a Lifeline main now. I bought into it. So I think I'm level like 8 right now. Even though it's the first week, I'm just trying to get all my challenges done as fast as I can. Other than that, I really didn't play Monster Hunter World, but I did watch 2 movies. Oh. First, let me see which one we'll go with first here. Well, all right, I'm going to start with a good one then, because I watched Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it. I recommend this movie, Dream.
Yeah, really.
It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. It's such a charming movie.
Oh yeah. I loved it, and I was not a fan of the first one.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you did see it? I thought you said you hadn't seen it.
No. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it yet, dude. You should. Wow. You know what? I was very even with Dream giving it its blessing and everything. I was still very dubious about it, but this week I literally had nothing else. They're like, you know what, stuff. Let's just watch this and see what we think. And honestly, it was very good.
Nice.
It got me excited for what Marvel still has left.
Yeah. Oh, so we think they still have something left in the bank. Okay, that's cool.
I mean, you gotta watch this movie and then we'll talk about it.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, that ending was awesome.
Okay.
Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, exactly. That's all I'm gonna say about it. the other movie I watched, this was a surprise, and I know I'm gonna surprise you guys with this, but it was
Uh-oh.
Jurassic World, whatever the hell this one's called. The last
2?
one. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
why did you do that to yourself?
Well, first off, you told
He
me to
said it.
do
He
it.
was bored.
First
That's
off,
true.
you told me to do it, so.
Did I?
Did he?
Yeah. You told me like what was it? It was something along the lines of like, oh, as a matter of fact, you should just so you can see how bad it is or whatever.
Okay. All right. So fair enough.
And
Yeah.
you took him to heart on that?
Well, I honestly I'm a fan of dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs, so I always like the Jurassic series because I guess you can call it Jurassic Park series, the Jurassic series, and it's the franchise. Even in its lowest points, which to me is still 3. I decided to watch it, and I enjoyed it more than I know I should have. Okay,
Yeah, shame on you.
It's
like
like
that.
I recognize it's crap, but I still like it.
Listen, honestly, I couldn't shake it off. It gave me a Lost World vibe,
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
and the Lost World is one of my biggest personal, what is it, guilty pleasures
Guilty
in my
pleasures.
life. Okay, so I saw this movie. I was like, I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. It's also borderline stupid, but I'm enjoying this.
Hey, who am I to yuck your yum, sir? So
Listen,
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I can tell you in full earnestly, I recognize all of its flaws. I'm telling you, I do. But I still, for whatever goddamn reason, enjoyed the movie. I can't even tell you why. I just enjoyed the movie.
Good. I can only say is I'm happy for you, bro. I'm also a little disappointed, but I'm happy for you.
Listen, again, I can't tell you in any kind of way that the movie is good. All right? I mean, it's can't. Chris Pratt is very likable. That's hands down. Okay, that
Yeah.
he was great in the movie. What is it? The chick? I can't remember her name. The actress that was the I guess she was one of the main protagonists. She was there from the beginning. You consider her character, and even from the first movie, she wasn't a great character. And it carries on. I guess you're supposed to pretend that she grew up or whatever, but it just doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
If that doesn't make any sense, how about the little girl, huh?
I mean, dude,
I mean,
if you
really.
can ask Miss Reaper, I called that shit way before it was revealed.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, it was, dude, I saw that it was so obvious. And it's not even because they said anything. It was just,
Yeah, the way she was acting and all that, it was like, okay, I see what this. You're painting it with a very obvious, in a very obvious way. Not
yeah.
difficult to.
What was, I don't care. I'm going to give a slight spoiler warning here. But the moment that the old man is talking about John Hammond and how they fell out, I know it was that. It was that moment that told me everything I needed to know. Everything.
Mm,
So when they revealed it, I was like, well, I looked at my wife and like, told you.
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
I called
Yeah,
the whole thing beat by beat.
I was like, I haven't seen a Jurassic Park movie in a long time. I want to say I went to the movie theater to watch this one probably because I think it was either my wife or my dad that wanted to watch it, and I was like, sure, it was the only thing that decent playing at that time, and dude, I've watched some bad movies and enjoy them, but I just couldn't.
I don't blame you. I honestly
couldn't
don't
for
blame
this
you.
one.
I don't blame you in the least.
I mean, don't get me wrong, this was not Ghostbusters, 2016 levels of bad.
Oh yeah, it's not like the absolute worst movie,
No, exactly.
but it kind of like tries to fight for it.
Yeah, it's making an attempt for it. That's for sure.
Still,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I still give it like a 4 out of 10.
There you go. That is a stellar recommendation. If you ever heard one.
I enjoyed a 4 out of 10, and I am not ashamed about it.
There's
There
nothing
we
wrong
go.
with that. There's nothing as long as you recognize that it's a 4 out of 10. That's
By the way,
fine. Yeah.
Far From Home, I give it an easy 8.5.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm with you on
Okay.
that.
I really enjoyed that movie. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it as much as I did.
Oh, honestly, I went with low expectation. I think that had a lot to do
I
with
think
it.
that helped. Yeah, I think that helped.
Yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it because it made it so much better. Like everything was so good in it.
Yeah, yeah. It gave me a respect for Spider-Man that like I'm ready. I am ready for the next for next Spider-Man.
And you know what was the best thing they did? How they handled the villain. God, they handled
Yeah.
Mysterio so well.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. It was so well done.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Sir, was there anything else?
No, that's all I've done for the week, honestly.
Awesome. So let's jump into our trailer of the week.
Trailer of the week.
Thank you. Somebody does something with me. Jesus.
Yeah.
No, because we're on Skype. We can't do it at the same time. Remember?
Fair
I mean that's why I jump in the middle of the week. When
Yeah.
he's saying week, I just jump right in the middle. It doesn't matter.
and I bring the rear.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate the backup. I realized we didn't actually vote on this before we started this conversation. So,
Well, I gave my vote on the
I
chat.
already forgot.
oh,
I want to see the first one. So whichever one you go with, that's the one.
I'm sorry, but it's either The Gentleman or Parasite for me.
The Gentleman or Parasite? Okay, so I'd probably go if it was between those two, I'd probably go with The Gentleman,
I
which
figured.
I liked. I liked The Gentleman as well.
Yeah.
That was the Netflix one, right?
That was the one from Guy Ritchie.
Matthew
Yes.
Broderick. Yeah.
Oh, that was
McConaughey.
Oh, yeah, close.
McConaughey.
Sorry.
Mahogany.
Mahogany.
Yeah,
Matthew Mahogany.
Mahogany.
Yes.
Is that
No,
a Netflix one?
That guy from the Lincoln commercials.
That is not a Netflix one, though, unfortunately.
No. Okay, then you guys are wrong. You
That
both
guy-
are wrong.
That guy
That's
from the
fine.
Lincoln commercial.
It's okay to be wrong.
He is the guy from Lincoln commercial and from Dazed and Confused.
And from a hell of a lot of other movies.
Yeah, exactly. Trailer of the week, in the case if we're going with that, is Gentleman. Has Matthew McConaughey, has the guy, I can't think of his name now, but it has him from Pacific Rim, Hugh Grant. It's got a lot of people. Colin Farrell. It's a Guy Ritchie film, very Snatch, very Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. Two of my favorite movies for the record. And it has a lot of people speaking with accents that you're probably going to need to have subtitles on to watch, so you can get what's going on. It looks pretty cool. It's got a gangster type of feel to it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Well, that's what I mentioned. It looks good. It looks interesting also. But I said, oh, it's one of those. I will not lose anything if I miss it. Probably. Because I have missed a lot of good ones that are on that vein. So that's why I might show. I was leaning more towards the other one, but yeah, this one looks really good. Also, I will like to see that.
I'm very interested in watching it. I like the atmosphere of the movie and whatever the trailer shows. It looks really good. My only worry is that in the trailer it feels kind of convoluted between one thing and the other. I hope in the movie it's straight out.
Have you? I asked Dream before, and he said no. Have you seen Snatch or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
No, sir.
You should definitely add those to the movies because they are funny because they have these really dry comedies, sometimes dark in some ways, but their humor's on top. I mean, they really when they get funny, but they also can be pretty violent. So it's they're really cool, movies. Shout out to the first one. I can't think of his name. It's Six Underground.
Six Underground.
Yeah.
Shout out to that one because that was actually the one I was kind of like, well, because it's on Netflix, you know what I mean, and it looks action packed. What's Ryan Reynolds is the only one I really recognized. I didn't really recognize anybody else. Any of you did?
No, not particularly. But the only reason I didn't pick it was because Michael Bay.
Yeah. I knew it. So I was like, yeah, Michael Bay. I felt the same way.
It was very disappointing when I saw Michael Bay. Like, really? Because this looked really good without Michael Bay attached to it.
I mean, Michael Bay doesn't make horrible films. He makes okay films. And then occasionally a good one like Pain and Gain, apparently. So
You
You
haven't
think
seen
Pain
Pain
and Gain was good?
I thought it
I
was
haven't
great.
seen it. I haven't seen it. He's saying
You
I
haven't
haven't.
seen
You
it?
think it was great?
Yeah, you didn't like it?
No, not even a little. I feel like I wasted my money and my time, and I'm not getting
Why?
either of those back.
Why? What the hell were you expecting then? Did you just see Michael Bay and thought, oh well, I want to see a Michael Bay movie, and this is a
No,
Michael Bay film?
I didn't even know it was Michael Bay until afterward.
Yeah,
Me
it
too.
was kind of hit. Yeah, I was going to say it was kind of hidden from that, but no, I think it's one of his higher rated films. Believe it or not.
Well,
Oh,
no, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't put. I
Well,
said, oh,
keep in mind that his movies tend to float around a 4 and a 5 out of 10. So
oh,
when
yeah,
I
yeah,
say a
yeah, yeah,
higher
yeah, yeah.
rated film,
I mean,
it's in this maybe 6 and
Yeah,
7.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
listen, even with Bad Boys, is he directing Bad Boys 3?
I don't know, but God, I don't want to see that movie. Did you see the trailer?
I saw the trailer and I was like, no,
Yeah,
no,
I don't
I'll
think
definitely
he.
sit this one out.
Yeah, I think he's producing on that one. I don't think he's actually directing on it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it looks. If there's ever a movie that's a cash grab, it's that movie right there.
You know
It's
what? You know what? Honestly, I'm gonna be real honest here. I think the biggest problem, it's not even Will Smith the problem, but what the hell is wrong with Martin Lawrence, yo?
he's swole. Oh, he's swole.
Oh,
Is that what we're calling it? Because he looks like, what is it? Grandma's house? But
Oh
in real life.
yes,
It looks like that.
he
And
does.
that's kind of bad.
It does. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get into our useless news. I'm going to start off the top with probably the most interesting piece of news coming out this week. PlayStation Worldwide Studios boss Shaun Layden is leaving Sony.
What?
yeah.
Yeah,
What?
the tweet. This came out. Here's the craziest part about it. We all knew when Reggie was stepping down. It was this Reggie from Nintendo was stepping down. It was this big thing. We even knew who was taking over. Some guy named Bowser. It was this hilarious thing. At the same time, it was sad because Reggie's going and blah 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 blah. For Shaun Layden, who's been with the company Sony for I think almost 30 years, if not close to that. It comes out as a tweet, guys. A tweet. The tweet reads, "It is with great emotion that we announce that Worldwide Studios chairman Shaun Layden will be departing SIE. His visionary leadership will be greatly missed. We wish him success in future endeavors and are deeply grateful for his years of service. Thank you for everything, Shaun."
What?
That's it, pretty much. This is interesting to me in the sense that we are coming towards the end of PlayStation 4, and obviously PlayStation 5 is launching soon. And it's an interesting time to do this, and it's an interesting way in which it was done, in the sense that it just seems kind of out of the blue. And he is Shaun Layden has been active on Twitter in the sense that he's liked a couple tweets here and there, but hasn't really said anything. He hasn't come out to say anything at all as to what's been going on. It just looks and feels weird. You know what I mean? Looks and feels like, yeah, I don't think everything was all sunshine and roses over there. You know what I mean?
Or maybe he saw that it was time. I mean, they're going. You said it. We're at the end at the tail end of the PS4 era and coming out to whatever the PS5 it's gonna end up being. And does he really want to stay and go through, launching another console and supporting it for years, or maybe he think, okay, well,
Well, I mean, I would argue in that sense that he while he was he wasn't in this position when PlayStation 4 launched. It was he was there, but he wasn't in this position. It was during the early PlayStation 4 that he stepped in and became a major figure, and then throughout PlayStation 4 he's been a major figure. So he's been with the company long enough, but he hasn't launched. He hasn't been in this position and launched the console, and it just feels kind of abrupt to me.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of abrupt and kind of a weird way of going out.
Yeah, there's also an exit of another major executive, but this was from the Japanese branch. And for the life of me, I don't have the story with me, but it was interesting that we were starting to see, those exits within a relatively short amount of time. If we look a little bit further back, then yeah, we could, there's another person that also, that also left. Also makes you wonder, like, who is gonna be, like Microsoft has this guy, right? What's his name?
Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer, right? Who's gonna be Sony's film person? Phil Spencer now. Is it gonna be Mark Cerny?
I don't think so. 'Cause
Maybe,
he's just a tech guy. Yeah.
maybe on the technical side, he could like cheer, for all his worth. But like, who's gonna be the face? I guess you don't see, like, you haven't seen the face of Sony. Well, actually, you haven't seen the face of Sony, lately, because they haven't done, press conferences lately, because they haven't felt the need to do them. But now that they're coming in with this new next generation, they're probably gonna want to have like their main stage man, right?
I would think so. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You would want to have somebody out there, but Shuhei Yoshida ended up taking sort of a what do you call it? Dropping. He dropped in the. He was Sony Japan, whatever, and then they made a position that was right above him, so that kind of was a weird demotion. It was like, I don't know. Sometimes, guys.
I don't know.
I
Sony politics.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Who's got the next piece?
You know what? Everybody knew, because this should not come as a surprise to anybody whatsoever. Red Dead Redemption 2 arrives on PC next month.
Woohoo!
That's the part that I'm a little surprised, because I would have thought that maybe they were going to do it like they did with GTA 5, which was like, oh yeah, it's coming, but they give it a long stretch, like, okay, we're testing, we're getting everybody hyped up, and the marketing thing is there, and yada yada. And Red Dead is like, oh yeah, by the way, it's dropping next month, which is great for the people that have been waiting for that. So, and this report comes out from Eurogamer. It says, surprise, Red Dead Redemption 2 is getting a PC version and launches next month on the 5th of November, no less.
Remember.
The 5th of November. That's right. It'll be available via Rockstar's own PC launcher. Oh, there you go. The other day, actually, they
That ought to be good.
They did their we were wondering, or I was wondering, why suddenly Rockstar was launcher its own quote unquote store launcher, or not store, but I guess you could buy their games for now. But they were doing their own version of Uplay or EA or whatever the hell they call it.
What is a different thing?
Yeah, or Epic Games. So I guess all of them has become like store for different games, and this one right now is just a PC launcher for like Bethesda. Bethesda has its own store. Right?
Now, you know what's interesting though?
What?
I'm gonna piggyback right this off because this is the only thing that I've found worthy of sharing with you guys.
What's that?
But the Red Dead Redemption 2 is not coming out for Steam until December.
Yeah, I know, that's kind of a slap in the face. So it is coming out for Epic's game store
in November.
It's coming out for Green Man Gaming, the Humble Store, GameStop, and all other digital retailers, or most of the retailer. There's also going to be a Google Stadia version, by the way. But Steam is not getting it until December. So
that is
fuck you, Steam.
Yeah, that is the biggest middle finger in history, dude.
Yeah. It was, I also noticed that too. I thought it was a little bit of a fuck you towards Steam.
Right? It's unavoidable to see it like that. Like, everybody else will get it in November, but you, Steam, you gotta wait till December.
You can wait. We don't need you right now. We don't need you right now. Anyway, you can pre-order the PC version of Red Dead Redemption 2 from Rockstar's launcher, and you get some bonuses. And the bonuses, they say, as Nazi War Horse mount, a treasure map, and cash bonus for story mode, plus 50 gold bars for the Red Dead Online.
Wow.
Yeah, it's probably a proper name. It's Dead Online.
Wow.
Because you don't hear anything about it.
I didn't care for it at all.
Oh, you tried it?
Yeah, it was the first thing I tried before I jumped into, because I knew the story was going to be like a lifetime in there. So I decided to try the online first, and even there at the starting point, people are such bullies, yo. Like they'll jump on you like 3 people at the same time. I hit in a town once, and I literally let the NPCs handle them, and I was just like sniping them as best I could. I killed them a few times, but eventually they started killing me over and over again, and you start respawning like in the middle of nowhere. And nah, dude, it's all bad.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun to me. You see?
Yeah, and you die in one shot. Like there's certain guns that because they're low caliber, there's barely any recoil, and you still need one shot in the head because realism.
Yeah.
So it's really cheap. I mean, that was that in the beginning. I didn't care to try it again because again, Grand Theft Auto 5 online was the same thing.
Yeah.
So unless I'm in a server by myself, and that's not the point of online, I'd rather just play the story then.
Rockstar says the PC version of the game will feature a range of graphical and technical enhancements for increased immersion, along with a new bounty hunting mission, gang hideouts, weapons, and more. Expect all the recent Red Dead Online updates too. So you heard it here, guys. We gotta get ray trace horse balls.
Oh wow.
Super important.
Super important. High def ray trace 4K shrivel horse balls when it's cold.
Wow.
Out of all the things to adapt from real life into video games, why that?
Oh, don't worry. We're probably gonna have a story where Last of Us it's gonna say hello to you on that front.
Okay.
What?
Because it's probably not a story here so I might as well say it. Because you know that they're tracking in Last of Us heartbeats, and like I guess it was a pulse and heartbeats or just straight out heartbeats of your character, of the enemies. Like, why would they take time to simulate that? I mean, don't get me wrong, that's freaking awesome. And I'm glad they're doing it. And there are going to be some gameplay implications of it. But you will think, like, why would they go to that level of detail? Like, why are we tracking the heartbeat exactly? Well, it turns out that it does have gameplay implications.
It has gameplay implications. What do horse balls got to do with the gameplay?
Immersion.
I mean,
have you ever wanted to immerse into something?
No, like who looked at their horses? We looked to see if they added balls to the horse. Who does that?
All I'm going to tell you is do not search YouTube for Red Dead horse balls. You will fall down a rabbit hole that you will never come out of.
No, I don't want.
And you will lose respect for humanity a little bit. So. Next story.
I'll take your advice.
Take it away.
Take it away, Koax.
Oh, you're asking the wrong person. I told you I found nothing else to report.
Oh, okay. No worries. All right. Let me jump into my... back to me.
There's a lot of Destiny Shadow Keep, a lot of Apex Season 3. And I was like, okay, this is not news, guys. Whatever.
Fair enough. My next piece, guys, Star Wars.
I'm going to help you out.
The Rise of Skywalker will be the last chapter in the Skywalker saga. The final installment of the Star Wars sequel trilogy picks up sometime after The Last Jedi ended and will answer and raise some pressing questions about Star Wars universe. Particularly, who is Rey?
Who cares?
Seriously.
In an interview, Chris Terrio, excuse me, which is a screenwriter, says that the ever-persistent inquiry will be answered not only literally but metaphorically. How can Rey become a spiritual heir to the Jedi? we kept coming back to who is Rey and how. I'm not going to read anymore. Fuck this, guys. Okay. My point is to say, and I posted this on the group, and there's been some, discussion and good discussion. No, no hate or anything like that, except for maybe me. I was a little bit upset. I was a little bit burnt. Realistically, I get the divisiveness of The Last Jedi. I get it, but it was laying some groundwork to do something different, and this. My excitement for the next film is really like falling. You know what I mean? Because it's like it feels like they just need. It's the like you mentioned the lowest common denominator, right? It's like no, we need to get all the fans back on board. So let's give them what they want, and it's going to be a story that it's going to be. It's basically going to be the Return of the Jedi. Is basically what you're going to be. You know what I mean? And it's just like. That's not what I want. I felt like it was. I felt like the series in general, and I mean the entire series. Take the graphic novels, the books, and I've read a lot of the books, and you know what? They're good, but they still kind of follow a pattern. You know what I mean? The comic books, the games, the show, the TV show, the animated shows, all kind of have this structure, and it was like finally we're getting something different within the world that I like, and no, now it's just like no, guys, we got to get what the people want, and the people want to know who Rey is, and they were bummed because they thought she was a Skywalker, or maybe a Kenobi, or maybe a Qui-Gon or Jin, whatever his last name is. It's like I just don't care, and I'm not really excited for the Star Wars. I'm gonna watch it because I mean I can't be a fan. And I can't have complaints if I don't watch it. I can't say something and complain about it if I actually haven't actually experienced it. So I will go watch it. But yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, excited. getting to know the mystery, getting to unravel the mystery of Rey is not what I want to watch that movie. Like I could care less, and if they try to unite somehow, because remember, in the Star Wars universe, everybody's related to everybody.
Yeah,
because it's just a bunch of inbred aliens anyway. So they're gonna try to relate her to Luke Skywalker somehow. Is that, or is that are they gonna do the opposite? Be like, oh, you thought that's what we were gonna do, but we ended up doing something entirely different. That at the end it doesn't really matter.
She's the daughter of Mace Windu. I'm calling it right now.
Mace Windu's daughter.
Well, Yoda's daughter. There you go. I'm calling it.
Yoda's. Wow.
Ooh, I like.
No, it doesn't matter. It does not need to be explained. Just like we didn't need to have Han Solo explain. We don't need we don't need to know the backstory. Yeah, exactly. It was very well put on the previous.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. They were a couple of loser whatever, and they left you there. They sold you to them. You know what I mean?
This is an insult. This is basically an insult. Because if for the first time you're playing, you're seeing a character on the screen, it's kind of relatable because it's like, okay, well, it didn't descend from like riches or anything like that,
King Arthur.
It wasn't anything like that. It's basically the same story that Disney does, right? The marginalized, the person from the fringes of nowhere comes in and rise to power, and then it's they live happily ever after at the end. And like we saw that already, we've seen that so many times.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna take any risks. And
it is
just like you said, I'm not excited about it not because of this, but because of the way that things have been, like the things that I've heard about it have gotten me less and less enthused about it. And then you started saying, oh, I'm not enthusiastic about this next movie, and I'm like, I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, no.
Out of all the problems that I have with The Last Jedi, race origins were nowhere. They're not in that list. That's not a problem. That doesn't bother me. As a matter of fact, I was super excited when that little kid pulls that broom to his hand using the Force. I was super excited for that because that looks super promising. And I I mean, they definitely are. Apparently, at this rate, I hope they don't crap all over that.
Yeah,
I hope not.
yeah.
I hope not. Mr. Dream Twister, what you got?
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, fine. And let's talk about. Excuse me, guys. Peacock.
Oh dear Lord.
Oh
There we go.
God, Jesus!
I needed to do it once because I'm gonna I'm gonna talk about Randy Pitchford from Gearbox Software, makers of Borderlands 3. You probably heard of that.
I don't see how that's related to Peacock.
Oh, you don't want to trust me. You do not want to find out. Google it sometime later. So Randy Pitchford, an ex-Gearbox general counsel, agreed to settle a legal dispute. A lengthy legal battle back and forth between former Gearbox general counsel Wade Callender and the current CEO, Randy Pitchford, has ended in a settlement, reports The Hollywood Reporter. Originally, Gearbox filed a lawsuit against Callender in late 2018 for fraud and breach of fiduciary duty, alleging alleging at that time that he had made a sizable personal purchases on a company card, in addition to destroying copies of a loan agreement for money he borrowed from the company. This was when they were saying that that basically this lawyer for Gearbox uh, was buying was looking at a lot of like ridiculous purchases, including one for getting like six pack abs, something like that. I don't know. Shortly after,
Excuse me, he paid for what?
for six pack abs.
Oh my God! This is what I mean that I hate stupid people.
Stupid rich people. Shortly after, Callender filed his own lawsuit accusing Pitchfork of violating multiple contracts and striking a secret deal to receive a $12 million bonus that Callender's legal team argued would have originally gone to the Gearbox staff. So,
Wow.
dude, that's not all. I'm not gonna bring it here because we already talked about it, but there were other more frivolous allegations that were a lot darker than what I'm mentioning here. I'm talking about to the extent of possible child pornography at one point.
Dude,
So,
this is, I don't.
th-
I,
AKA peacock parties.
oh my
AKA the peacock parties, yes. Yeah. So hilarious because at the end at the end of this all there was some nasty back and forth between them. Also a hilarious thing where supposedly Randy Pitchfork left a what was it a flash drive
Hmm.
at medieval times, and the flash drive contained like secret information about the Gearbox partners, like around the time that they were working with Sega
Oh my God.
for
I'm telling
Alien for Alien Colony Marines, and also a pornographic video for some reason, because that's what you do.
Of
You
course.
on your work flash drive, you have porn.
You have company secrets, and right next to it, you got a porn video.
You got porn, yeah.
Sure, why not?
Also, of the type that I'm also not going to be describing here, but it is hilarious. So upon this is the quote actually. Uh, and it goes, upon review of all the evidence in the case, it was the opinion of counsel that the evidence exonerated Randy Pitchfork from the allegations against him. All misunderstandings between the parties have been corrected and apologies were exchanged, reads the statement published by the Hollywood Report. Because parties are mutually bound to confidentiality, of course, no additional statements will be forthcoming. So that is basically, after all the back and forth, they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? My bad. It's all cool. You can still have your pickup party."
Wow. You can still have your peacock party.
Alleged.
Alleged, yes. There's
Yeah.
no proof that that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Moving on from moving on from peacock parties.
Please, can you lighten up the mood a little?
I realized that we never mentioned this last week, so I should probably bring it up now. Xbox games with Gold for October were announced, with 4 games that'll be included on Xbox Games with Gold program. Kicked off by Disney's Bolt on Xbox 360 and Tempo the Badass Elephant on Xbox One.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. Sounds great, doesn't it?
Did you say Bolt like from the movie Bolt?
Bolt. Disney's Bolt.
Yeah.
You're kidding. You're
Nope.
no.
Yep. And Tempo the Badass Elephant, which is, let's be real, not Disney. So it's something else Disney-like. Friday the 13th, the game, and Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge.
Oh my God, the bad Ninja Gaiden game.
Yes.
So they missed everything.
Rejoice,
Yeah.
Xbox players. Just know that there is a haven over in Sony's camp. Moving on, sir.
Wow.
Or PC. Or
PC.
Or
Sure,
PC,
sure.
yeah.
True that, too. True that. Mr.
Oh.
Dream, what do you got?
Oh, sorry. I never know what you had. It always sounds like you're gonna you're gonna bring something else.
Nope.
Let me see. I said I was gonna help you, Koax, because I did see this this piece of news, and even though it's not something like a lot of people are of our group are into, you are very into this, and I want to know your opinion. So, Final Fantasy 14. It says Final Fantasy 14 is addressing its housing problem. New housing wards will be available for players who want to relocate to those seeking a free company house. Final Fantasy 14's housing system is extremely limited, but with the game's next patch, version 5.1, more plots of lands will be added to the game. 3 more wards will be added to each housing district, meaning that there will be 180 new plots of land per 4 housing areas. However, these new wards will only be available for players who are relocating their homes they already own and players buying houses for their free companies. Sir, what the hell are we talking so far? Is there a is that a real estate problem in Final Fantasy 14?
Yes.
Is the house marketing too
Okay.
high?
This is the problem that happened with the economy in Final Fantasy 14. In A Realm Reborn, when it launched, there was nothing you could really spend your money on. So people were selling all of these crafting materials like crazy and selling gear left and right and getting so filthy rich and nowhere to spend the money. When the housing became available, they were bought up by this few people in whatever server that had all of this money, and that would buy like the big lots, and you couldn't find it.
So step back a little bit. What exactly is the? Because I'm very curious. What exactly is the benefit of the housing? Is that just like cosmetic?
No, it can become your one-stop shop for anything that you need. Whether you have to repair your gear, whether you have to craft because you have your crafting station there, and you have like somebody selling materials. You have an NPC that sells materials. You have an NPC that fixes your gear. You have one that sells you tools. You have one that sells you items. All kinds of shit.
Oh, so it sounds like something that you will have to be a pretty good player.
You have
a
to
dedicated gamer.
Yeah, you have to sink in quite a few hours because the plots. I think the small one goes for like, I could be wrong because I haven't looked into it in a while, but like for 5 million gil. And then the big ones goes easy for like 25 million.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it gets, but
That's
I mean,
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a huge house, okay? And if you have one for the free company, people can buy, well, kind of not rent, but I guess you could
Take the sublet.
Well,
Because
can get rent.
you don't rent because you only pay one time, but it's not yours because if you leave the free company, you lose the room.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you can like buy a room for a while, and then if you leave the free company, you lose it. But
The real estate of Final Fantasy 14.
dude, and now they're talking about plots. They haven't. Do you even know about apartments? Yes, they have apartments.
Wow.
They have apartments in Final Fantasy 14, guys.
That's
That is
awesome.
insane.
This is the MMO reborn.
But I mean, it is. Other than that, there are some key things that are important. But the smaller you get, the less space you have, the less things you can do. In an apartment, you can maybe dedicate it just to crafting. But if you want to make it look good and make it very personable, then it's gonna be hard to fit all those stuff in there. See? So that's why bigger houses, are sought after, and that's why people that have the money, they immediately snatch it. And if somebody like breaks down a free company and a big lot becomes available, there will be a PC, a playable character, just standing there, waiting for the time to buy that house because some people have that time.
Wow. Wow. That's that. No, that I wanted to ask you about that because I find it very interesting that even though I've heard of housing in other MMOs, I haven't heard of one actually done in Final Fantasy 14 and how it actually works.
It gets worse because depending on the layout, depending where the house is the cost too. Because the closer you are to certain amenities that the area has, then the more expensive it is.
Oh, of course,
It also depends. Oh yeah, dude. The view matters. Everything matters for the price of a. It is ridiculous.
You have to take into account the schools in the area also, and how close to the highways and
The traffic, the crime.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, are you near a fire? Are you within 1,000 feet of a fire hydrant? Anyway,
It's crazy.
that's pretty.
stuff.
That's a feature that I haven't really thought about how deep they've gone until now, and it's kind of insane considering how big everything else in the game is. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I like games like that. They have that emerging economies, So that's good to hear. That was not gonna be my piece of news. I just wanted to throw that through your bone, so you can have something.
so I had a part in the news. I appreciate.
Yeah. Hey, man. We need to hear your voice.
Considering that you find the game so boring,
No, actually, I don't have time to play it. I don't think the game's boring. Quite the opposite. If there's an MMO that I'd be most interested in playing, is that actually more than World of Warcraft.
I'm gonna go look into which podcast you said that it was boring.
Oh, I was obviously joking. Yeah,
I know, but I was picking on you. You're ruining my joke.
So let's see. Oh yeah, I want to talk about this. The Uncharted movie has a new director. Again.
Tom Holland in that movie.
Yeah, he is. Tom Holland is in that movie.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
The best part is that it had a good director. Dan Trachtenberg was the last director, and I was like, okay, all right, we got a good one. Then he leaves, and I'm like, okay, clearly he sees something wrong. Just saying.
Yeah, everything. It's starting to look like the Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Like the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah. So Sony's beleaguered Uncharted movie, which has so far managed to lose 5 directors over the course of its interminable gestation.
Is that some kind of record?
Has a new man at the helm. I think Super Mario Bros.
I think that's a record because Mario Brothers had a lot of directors, but I don't think that's a record. I think it's just because it's so high profile that we're hearing this, but I don't think it's a record.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think. Otherwise, I think they would have mentioned it. But it has a new man at the helm. Bumblebee and Cubo, the 2 strings director, Travis Knight. Do you know Travis Knight?
I know those 2 movies you mentioned.
Okay.
I haven't.
Are they?
About them, but
appreciated Bumblebee. I didn't say I loved it or anything like that, but I appreciated it for what it was.
He is a director that does a lot of stop motion animation. And Kubo and the Two Strings is the last one that he did, which was a beautiful movie. I don't know if you like stop motion animation. Stop motion is that it's actually everybody knows what that is. Okay, good. So I'm just playing you.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Never for Christmas. He himself has done Paranorman, The Box Trolls. These are all that type of film essentially. And Kubo and the Two Strings was the one I think that got him critical acclaim in the sense that he ended up. The movie itself was nominated for Best Animation. I don't know if it won, but it was definitely It's a beautiful movie, and I liked it. It was good. That's all I know of her.
Okay,
So.
all right. Well, that was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's a lot. That's more than I do.
Yeah. So Travis Knight said, as reported by Deadline, replaces 10 Cloverfield Lane's director Dan Trachtenberg. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep, Dan Trachtenberg.
Who departed the movie, the Uncharted movie back in August, having only joined the production in May. Trachtenberg, of course, stepped in after Night at the Museum and Stranger Things director Shaun Layden, who has attached the project who had been attached to the project since 2016, Scaper for new pastures at the end of last year. According to Deadline, production on Uncharted, the production on the Uncharted movie will begin early next year, which is a considerable step forward for a project that's done a crackling job at stalling repeatedly since this announcement in 2009. I can't believe it's been that long.
That got announced 10 years ago?
Evidently.
Wasn't like Tom Holland in elementary school 10 years ago?
No, because he wasn't
attached to it. He wasn't attached to it at that point.
Oh, no, actually, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg was attached to it as being that at one point, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So thank God for that, guys. Thank God for no Mark Wahlberg Uncharted film.
Probably known as Mikey Mark back in the day, back when this happened.
Yeah.
That's all I have, sir.
All right, my last piece, real quick, before we move into the next segment, is a nice little gem: Return of the Obra Dinn. The critically acclaimed maritime whodunit from Lucas Pope will launch on consoles on October 15th. So look forward to that.
On consoles, nice. I do have actually one more piece. I surprised nobody mentioned this, but Sony is lowering the price of the PS Now streaming service, and have added some marquee titles. Sony has significantly expanded its PlayStation Now roster and lowered its price of the streaming service to push its cloud gaming offering forward. The new monthly PS Now subscription will now cost $9.99 in the US, down from $19.99 per month. The price of quarterly and annual subscriptions have also been lowered, and they will go for $24.99, previously $44.99, and $59.99, previously $99.99, respectively. So that's the price for quarterly for 3 and for the annual subscription. Explaining those reductions, Sony said he wanted to make PS Now a more compelling proposition that's comparable with other entertainment subscription services on the market. They probably heard Apple Arcade and freaked out. I don't know. Xbox Game Pass, for instance, is already $9.99 per month, while a monthly Stadia Pro subscription will also cost $9.99. And Stadia, of course, being Google's streaming service that's going to arrive later this year. So Sony has also laid out plans to add more marquee titles to PS Now, starting with big names like God of War, Grand Theft Auto 5, Infamous Second Son, and Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Those games will be available until January 2nd of 2020 and will be joined by new additions each month. So at this price point, well, I guess you guys in particular, or we all are avid PlayStation users, so we've played most of these games already. We own most of these games, if not all of them already.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about this particular piece of news? I mean, it makes it a nice proposition at $9.99.
You know what I think? I think that we all saw this coming.
Mm-hmm.
True.
This is not a surprise. We saw this coming. It was bound to, because otherwise they weren't going to go anywhere with it.
I always heard PS Now was good, but it was pricey. So I guess this takes care of that.
Yeah, there you go.
I agree. I might jump in and this now. It makes it easy to exactly. You jump in for a month. Let me go see what they have. But I was now going to jump in for $20, but for $10, sure. It has a pretty big library, so
yeah. There you go. Yeah.
All right, guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back with our hot topic.
Hot topic.
And we're back, guys, and it is time for our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic.
Sir, the door's open. I feel like I'm yelling into the hallway.
Okay,
Is
hold
that
on.
normal?
I'll take care of that now.
Okay, I just turned around and saw the hallway. I was like, whoa! You had me scared. Oh shit!
Somebody banging drumsticks over there?
No, that's him opening his can of White Claw.
My God, it was so perfectly timed.
Damn it! I told you not to say White Claw. I told you to say black bourbon.
Oh,
What?
sorry.
Can
Why?
of black bourbon. There
He's
you go.
opening his can of black bourbon.
What's wrong with White Claw?
It's just
Nothing.
it's just this. What do you call it? A freaking. I don't know.
At
There's
this
this.
point.
Yeah, it's basically a meme at this point that guys who like White Claw are, I don't know. I don't want to go into what they are, but
dubious taste.
yes, exactly. It's like White Claws are okay. They're all right.
They also have big dicks.
I don't think. Okay, yeah, I'm not so sure about that, but okay.
In that case, drink up, my friend.
Salud.
Bottoms up, buddy. No, I never had one.
You try one. It's just, it tastes like a soda. It's really what it is. And it's 5% alcohol. So there you go. And it's refreshing and at the same time dehydrating. How about that?
At the same time, dehydrating.
When you mow the lawn on a sunny day, you will drink that shit up like if it was,
Water?
It was a White Claw. Yes.
Yeah, this is the water. There you
Yeah.
go.
I mean, you have to assume that I have one first. I don't think I will have one.
Yeah.
You gotta have one. All right, guys.
I'll give it a shot.
Our
Go ahead.
hot topic this week, guys, is what games do we feel are going to disappoint? And basically,
I have one. I think Anthem is gonna disappoint.
sir,
That
that's
already-
very.
It's already disappointment.
You are the disappointment of my life.
Yeah. So obviously we're going forward, not back, because we can definitely call a disappointment when it's already happened. But going forward, and I'm going to start on this, so you kind of guys get in this an understanding of where I'm at. The first game that comes to mind that I feel is going to severely not live up is
Severely.
not live up
I
is
I'm not sure if I agree with that, even though I haven't heard which game it is.
I know.
Death Stranding, guys.
Knew it.
What?
I knew it.
Yeah,
Wow.
so-
that came out of left field.
It did come out of it, and don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna fucking buy it. You know what I mean? It's still gonna happen. I mean, it's Kojima.
It's a
I
Kojima
can't
joint.
not do it. You know what I mean? But I have just so. If recently Tokyo Game Show happened, right? And Hideo Kojima was there, and he had a 49-minute demo of this game, and I watched the entire 49-minute demo. Okay,
Wow.
And I was like, I feel like, okay, I get it. He's good. He said it. He's like, we have sections. We don't want to have spoilers. So they edit it so that it's good enough to make sure no spoilers are there. So he's smart enough to do that. I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, shit, I'll watch it because I don't know what the fuck is going on in this game. I need to know what's happening.
It's a Kojima game. Even if it makes sense, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense, bro. I watched the entire thing, and I'm just like, I invite you guys to watch this. You don't have to watch the whole thing. I invite you, just watch the first 10, 15 minutes, the whole thing.
Right.
But I sat through it all because I was like, no, something in here has to be, something in here has to
Something needs to click.
spark a desire to say, man, this looks like it's going to be, don't get me wrong, the graphically, it is an amazing looking game. What I got from it is, this is what I got from it. He's been tasked. Norman Reedus, the character. I don't know what we're going to call him Norman Reedus. I don't know if that's his name in the game. Has been tasked with reconnecting the United States, or in this case, the United Cities of America, because this is after some crazy post-apocalyptic thing that occurred in the United States, and he's been tasked to do so. He has to make deliveries from one area to another.
My God.
So he has this first of all, he's like an exosuit type of thing, but not like a mech suit. It's close enough to him that you can barely tell he's even wearing anything. It allows him to carry a lot of stuff. And he can put in there all the stuff he would need: extra grenade, a gun, extra boots because your boots can wear off. Just craziness. And then of course you have the baby. So you're on this mission, and he clearly says just you and BB, which is the little baby that he's as attached to, which you also have to make sure he's okay at all times. You know what I mean? Because he can freak out, and if he freaks out, then that's a problem. So you kind of want to be looking at him, dude. I have no idea what the hell. And I was just like, this. And I'm a little bit in shock because I'm going, this really cannot be the game, right? So 10, 15 minutes in, we're at 20-minute mark. So I'm like, I know this is a 49-minute thing, so we got to get something good here, right? No, I didn't. I invite you guys to do it. I swear to God, you really should. Again, this is not me saying that it's going to be bad and that I'm not going to get it. I just think it's not going to be great. So I just think this is. I don't know. I just don't know. I am like in shock when I finished the whole thing and I'm going, what the fuck did I spend an hour watching? I have no idea what all this was. It was beautiful. It is a beautiful game. The Decima engine in the hands of Kojima is a work of art, guys. I'm not denying that. But what kind of work of art it is, I don't know. This is very abstract. It's what it is.
I remember when we started seeing gameplay of it. When we were, the whole joke about it, the whole meme about it was like, oh, you're just a UPS guy in the future. I don't know where we got that, or because I don't remember the trailer enough to remember if there were packages or anything like that. I just remember the trailer being just normal readers just walking around.
Yeah.
A bunch of beautiful vistas. And of course, it was very early in development, so we were thinking like, okay, well, that's all they have. They want to show something, but obviously they're not going to show combat or anything like that because it's not ready. So it's just him running around. And people were calling it, oh, the delivery simulator. Ha, ha, ha. So now you're telling me
that it's a delivery simulator.
That it is a delivery simulator.
That's what I got from a 45-minute preview. And on top of that, so the connecting thing, right? The remember he had that stupid line where he goes, "It's about connections and the connecting of this and the connecting of that and God knows what else." So what that is it's almost like Dark Souls. You know how in Dark Souls you don't actually in maybe it was the original one that. Demon Souls, where you don't actually have a person come into your game, or at least I don't think you can do that. But the point is, you know how sometimes you can leave stuff in the world and someone else can find it, but you're not really in the same game. So it has similar things to that. So let's say you can
leave like
items,
like clues items for another game.
Right? The ladders that you see, if you leave the ladder there, it can be something for someone else to use, and then they can like it. right? So you can get,
Messages. They could leave messages.
Oh
no,
yeah.
the messages are likes, the
Okay.
likes, like Facebook likes and Instagram likes. Oh, so you can get 9 to 10 likes for what the hell is this? Because I left a ladder here so somebody else can use, and there's a pool, or I don't know, bro. I don't know. I
Yeah.
have a sneaky suspicion, guys, that
I
this
don't
is
I don't remember about the items, but I know the Dark Souls series. You could leave messages, and if people like them, you will get your health back, like in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably
maybe
the
that's
idea
the
behind
angle
it.
they're going for. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
that's the angle they're going for. Again, I invite you to watch it. You maybe don't have to watch it all, maybe forward a little bit, just so you can kind of jump through it. But I did not walk away from 49 minutes of watching this. And I'm saying 49 a lot because that's exactly the video I watched. It's a 49-minute thing. It says it on there. The title of the video, 49-minute preview with Hideo Kojima. I'm like, great. I get to see what this game is about.
I don't think I ever heard 49 so many times in a row.
I know.
I heard it 49 times. 49 times. So, if you guys remember, I'm still hopeful for that game, just because. Well, obviously Kojima, of course, but not only that, but he has done this before, where he shows you something, and then the game ends up being
Completely different.
different. Not completely in the sense that it's completely different gameplay, but it's not what you think it is. So,
What are you referring to?
well, say for example, this one is kind of well known. Back in the day when you used to see uh, a lot of Metal Gear Solid 2 demos, the early demos that he would show to the press, will have you thinking that, oh, it's a Metal Gear Solid game. You're playing as Solid Snake.
Yeah, because
And when you stop,
tanker, that's right. I
That's
remember
right.
that demo. I played it.
yeah, and ends up being totally not that.
And no, everybody hated that because of that precise.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love the fact that it was done, but I didn't like the fact that I was playing right. But anyway.
Yeah, actually, that is the only thing that was a really good game. But moving on.
Yeah. So okay, so that's all for this Sunday, right? I'm gonna go for the one I think is gonna suck, and this one is kind of like a very low blow, very expected.
For the record, I want to stand out and say I didn't say this game is gonna suck.
No. We're saying it. We're saying, of course. Let's clarify.
He said, the game that I think is gonna suck.
The game that I think is gonna disappoint. There you go. Let's fix it.
Okay.
The game that I think is gonna suck ass. Like Death Stranding is gonna suck donkey balls. Is Star Wars Jedi Fallen, and it pains me so much to say this because like I'm hopeful and I believe in Respawn, especially after what I've seen, what they've done. What they've done is very well crafted, very well done. My only concern is that, yes, very early, or like when we were seeing the announcement on not this past E3 but the previous one, fantastic. I'm all upon. I'm like super excited to hear they're working on a Star Wars game. Now, coming out in the present and knowing that this is still, it's Respawn, but it's published by EA, and seeing the disaster that EA has done with the Star Wars license has got me worried. And also the fact that it seems to be following a very samey approach to every other freaking Star Wars game released in the past 10 years or 15 years, with the exception of the Force Unleashed. Actually, no, I think the Force Unleashed had this also, which is your robot companion, because every person that lives in the Star Wars universe owns a robot, right? That's like the version of the smartphones, all right? Everybody owns one.
Everybody has one.
And they're always so versatile that they can be used to like hack into this and go into that, and it's like, come on.
They have lighters and everything.
Yeah, sliders exactly. So they have to have his he has to have his cute robot that helps him along the way, just like even this tragedy of Battlefront 2 had the main protagonist with her robot and whatever. But also the it's things that we saw on this past E3. A lot of people were very down on it. Like they didn't like the animation of it. They didn't like the graphic.
PlayStation 2 graphics.
It kind of looked a little funky. Yeah, I was still a believer, man, because I'm thinking like, man, but Respawn, you guys, you guys have done Titanfall. You guys have done this game that you're playing on. You're playing a lot now. Uh, the you guys have done some good
Apex.
stuff.
You talking about Apex?
Yeah, Apex. No, Apex. Thank you. I
Yeah.
like that
And
for a second.
Titanfall 2, though, right? Like, I mean,
Titanfall
2
too.
was
Yeah,
solid.
exactly. Uh, so they obviously had the pedigree, but they haven't showed anything recently to the point where I haven't even seen any type of marketing, which is not like I'm looking forward marketing because I expect it to be at some point that they're gonna go because this is EA. But like it almost feels like they don't have a lot of confidence on it, or they're so into cleaning and making sure that the bugs are straightened out that I don't know. Like I almost expect a delay at this point. And being that it's a
Could
Star
be.
Wars game, also
Yeah.
it being that it's a Star Wars game in 2019, it doesn't have a lot to latch on to. Like I shouldn't be expecting a lot, even though it's coming from Respawn.
I mean, just what they've shown, it's really not that promising.
It has some, yeah, and it pays me because I would love that. I would love that game to take us by surprise and be great, in spite of it being an EA published title, just because of their mention of, oh yeah, we're not having microtransactions on it, uh, and or loot boxes or shit like that, which usually means for the first for the first month. But like, who cares? I just want to play a good Star Wars game, and I don't feel like this is gonna be it.
It's unfortunate. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
All
Mr.
right.
Roberto, what you got?
Uh, I can't say I have a lot to say about this particular game other than previous experiences, but
Mhm.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Ooh,
Mm.
yeah.
I
That's
don't,
no.
I don't think it's gonna live up to the expectations that we have, considering how big Modern Warfare is, to the point that people bought Infinity Warfare just to get Modern Warfare. Was it 2, right, or was it 1? I think it was 1.
I think it was the first Modern Warfare. Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, whichever one it was tied to a game.
Which
yeah.
got remade a couple of years later.
Right.
We got remade a couple. Yeah, exactly.
So I I saw the gameplay from Shadow's stream,
Mhm.
and what I saw looked pretty cool. I mean, to be honest, Shadow was kicking ass.
Shadow's
Yes,
she's
it
a
does.
Call of Duty person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should have seen her
Hothead.
playing, like putting on the night, which was very cool. Putting on the night vision, like it was such a noticeable difference. Like you need the night vision goggles. I heard that
Mm,
it's not in all the parts of the map, but in the map that she was using it was great, and she did a great job at it.
yeah.
Um, but I saw an article that apparently there was some hinting at loot boxes, which does not surprise me at all.
Nope.
I think that's definitely gonna hurt it, especially like the last time I played a Call of Duty, they gave me loot boxes. They were giving me like stocks and handles that were literally just cosmetics, and for whatever reason, I couldn't even find them. So, and I hope they don't do no hub like they did for that whatever Call of Duty I played last,
Oh yeah.
Oh well.
because that
That
was so stupid.
Was that was that Black Ops 4? Or
I'm
was
not
it
sure.
the world the one in the World War? Which one was it? The one that was like World War going back.
That's Black Ops.
No, before Black Ops. Before Black Ops 4, there was one that they kind of that the whole thing was like, oh, they're trying to do they took effect in World War II. And that was around the time that Battlefield had done Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty was doing.
I think that was the one that I played. Maybe
That
I
was a
don't, I
call.
don't
Yeah, World War II. No.
I think that's
Yeah,
what
it
it
was just
was. Yeah,
called
Call of
World
Duty
War
World
II.
War II.
Yeah.
Oh, then I played that one. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I hope they really don't do
Wow, I completely forgot about that game.
that.
As did the rest of the world.
Well, again, Shadow just streamed it recently.
Mm.
Seriously, guys, seriously. So no, not everybody has forgotten. Believe it or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I want it to be good because I would love to get back into the Call of Duty series. To be honest, because I really did enjoy it when I played it. I don't think I can recapture that again. And there's just no way.
It's they've done it too many times. They're gone to the well way too many times already.
Yeah,
So-
seriously.
There's the one thing I can say about this most recent Call of Duty is that its story trailer really impressed me.
Yeah.
That much I can say, and if there's one thing I can say I've seen is pretty much every story trailer for Call of Duty. None of them have ever. It just looks like another Call of Duty game. They're like, okay, this is cool. This one looked very cinematic, and it feel like maybe the story, you know what I mean, the single player, whatever it'll be, may make an interesting comeback. I don't know. I can't talk about multiplayer because multiplayer is not my jam anyway. Excuse me, and it was just a trailer, so I really can't, you can't judge anything by the trailer. It just looks interesting. We'll see what ends up being in the end. But if you haven't seen the trailer for it, for the story trailer, definitely check it out. Play it loud. It looks and feels like you're watching a trailer for an action film.
Yeah,
It looks like a good action.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you something. I really like the Modern Warfare story. I mean, 3 might have gone a little bit off the rails, but whatever. But that first game and even the second one were to me, they were so amazing. And they were very shocking. Like, favorite characters died in the middle of the story.
Yeah.
I
like it too.
And it was done on like no shit's given.
Yeah.
It happened. It wasn't even heroically or anything. It happened. Deal with it.
Yeah,
And it was so good. I mean, I know that Captain Price is in the story again. From the screenshot that I seen, I saw him. And he's a badass character, mind you.
He is. I played the first model or the remake of the Modern Warfare, and yes, really cool character, so that was a perfect choice to continue for this, and that is
to
him.
reboot because he's a reboot of it, so it's the
Is
same
it?
character.
I thought it was a continuation.
I thought it was a continuation.
No, Modern Warfare. This one that's coming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, this is starting. This is the same Captain Price, but a different universe.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a reboot.
Okay.
This is a reboot, fellas. Yeah,
So never mind. I'm now in Gilberto's camp, and I think that they're fucking up.
I didn't know it was a reboot. That. Oh.
Yeah, that
You
changes
see?
everything.
He feels the same way I feel right now.
Really?
Okay.
Why? Well, I thought. I mean, if you just said it, Modern Warfare 3 went a little bit too off the rails. Why would you not want them to just like redo? Because the problem was that too much shit had already happened. In Modern. I mean, think about it. They detonated a nuclear bomb somewhere. There was an EMP explosion. Also, it was like the world was in fucking apocalyptic chaos almost. There wouldn't have been a lot to do to bring Modern Warfare unless they went like, near future or something like that. You know what I mean? And by that time, that's more Warfighter at that point. So yeah, I'm okay with them rebooting. I think it was necessary.
That Russian invasion, was that on the second one or the third one?
That was probably.
I think that might have been the third one.
I think that might have been the third one. If I mean, I honestly those stories were interesting when you were playing them, but completely forgettable afterwards.
Well, because okay, the nuclear explosion to me is one of well, it's a highlight. You have
Yes.
that you should play that. I don't care
Yeah.
if you like first person shooters or not. You should what? Nobody's talking to you, phone. Shut up. Jesus Christ.
Siri has an opinion.
No, it's an Android. What are you talking about, Siri? Bixby, shut up.
Bixby.
Um, that it's an amazing moment to actually see it from that, you know, I guess
Dude,
casual
no Russian.
point of view.
No Russian
That-
was
and
an
that's-
amazing,
and that's-
like morbid as all hell, but it was amazing to see it. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. Yeah, that was in the first one, and then he got no Russian in the second one, which that was shocking as that was dark, man. But it was super shocking to actually like you are so undercover that you have to do this.
You have to. Yep. Yeah.
You know, that was pretty awesome. And the third one, I give it to the Russian invasion. That part was actually I think kind of cool.
Yeah, that's the third one. Now that I think about it, yeah, that's the third one.
Yeah, that's the third one. But there were some moments in there that were pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
the story between the characters went a little bit off the rails.
Yeah, and also just like you said, main characters died on this in the middle of it. So
God, yeah.
of course they needed to reboot. They need to bring those characters back.
I mean, I guess spoilers, but Soap was awesome.
Soap was amazing.
What the hell kind of name is Soap?
I know that's his name. Yeah.
That's what Captain Price tells him when he meets him.
all right. Let's go back to the topic. Let's bring it back.
Well, he
Let's
called
bring
it.
back.
He called it a Call of Duty Modern Warfare
Call of Duty,
reboot. He called it.
I have to agree, with that, especially with the concern of the monetization. That I will bet money on it that it's going to be a lot more aggressive than it has ever been, especially now that Activision has nothing else. They lost Destiny already. They don't have anything else making them money other than Call of Duty and what else? I'm missing something, I'm sure. Maybe mobile games.
Let me ask you something then. Do you think they're gonna play it safe, or do you think they're gonna push the envelope with this?
No, they're gonna. It's Activision, bro. They don't know. They don't know who plays. They push. They're gonna push microtransactions up the ass. I mean, look what they did with Black Ops 4. It's gonna be.
God.
That's if anything.
The
story is probably gonna be awesome. You're probably gonna enjoy the story. You're probably gonna hate, however, the microtransaction bullshit and the pay to win, level of crap that it's gonna become. And that's what would have me worried if I was a Call of Duty fan, player. In that case, anyway, that's your piece.
Yeah, that's his piece. Yeah,
That's my piece.
Is there any other ones that may come up to mind? I have one, but I have one for David. I think that David is going to be severely disappointed in.
I have one, but is it my turn or is it your turn?
I'm gonna go because I'm calling one for you.
Okay.
You, sir, David Santos,
Uh-huh.
will be disappointed
Uh-huh.
in The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a safe one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Here's the thing.
It's funny
I'll still
because
play it.
I know. I'm not saying you're not going to.
Yeah.
Just-
I still enjoy the story. I'm pretty sure the story's gonna be fine. It's just having to play it though.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing. There was first of all, I never had a problem with the gameplay wise, but I'll never forget when we were playing it. He were like these freaking clickers. It's like I don't like the way.
Game.
Yeah, these clickers ruin the game. If you have seen any of the not gameplay, any of this coverage that they're referring to, there are there are dogs that are going to probably make the clickers look
Oh god.
tame. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I'm like,
Yeah.
and it's like the new thing. And I'm like, oof. I looked at the moment I saw and heard, I was like, yeah, that's gonna piss Dream off. already see it. I can already see it. Already call it. So yeah, that was it. I was like, saw it and I was like, that's actually what even triggered this hot topic. I was like, yeah, we gotta talk about this because I have a good sneaky suspicion that he is not gonna fucking like this again.
Yeah, let me tell you, I was so happy that I was able to pre-order that, that game, to get the disc, the what's it called? Not the collectors, not the high end, but the one that comes with the steel books, which I'm a fool for steel books. I love steel books. Anyway,
Like
I
a limited edition one?
yeah, yeah. But not the one with the figurines and stuff like that. I don't do those. So and I got it at a decent price because Best Buy sent me a nice like 25% coupon because I think they're doing away with their gamers club, and anyway, it's not a commercial for Best Buy. So I was happy to get to get that game, but I know that I'm gonna be playing this and I'm gonna be enjoying it, not enjoying it, because that was Last of Us One. I I like Last of Us One. If you were to ask me, hey, do you like Last of Us One? I'll tell you, of course I like Last of Us One. It's a great game. Did you enjoy playing it? No, but I like it. Did I enjoy playing? No, no. That's one of the reasons why I still haven't haven't done the DLC on it, and I want to, and I need to before Last of Us 2.
Gonna get
I
pissed at that fucking
absolutely
DLC.
need to do that DLC, but I haven't wanted to because I don't want to be put on that place again. Playing Last of Us
It's nerve
was
wracking.
so
It is.
depressing.
Yeah, it is. It is
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
and
You
It's
this
don't
one is
feel
expected to be
nerve-wracking.
worse.
Yeah.
you don't feel
Yeah.
comfortable at any given moment.
No.
No. No. And this one, I already said it. It's you expect to be uncomfortable, which I'm like thinking like, okay, what the hell does that mean? So
There's no. There's no. I love it.
yeah,
There's no. I won't say much because I know you guys. I don't. You probably don't want to see any. There's not that much out there anyway. There's no gameplay out there to view. But I've been reading up on it because I'm interested in seeing what's being said and stuff like that. And I just read it, and I'm just like, oof, this is
yeah,
oof. As I'm hearing, I'm just like, it's one of those things that it's just tense. It's just
yeah,
extreme, but like extreme levels of tense.
yeah,
And if it's not balanced out correctly, that tense can lead to frustration. You know
Oh,
what I
that
mean?
is
So
true.
yeah, so
That's
I hope that obviously they figure out the balance and all that because they are putting a lot into this game.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a safe bet, but I'm just throwing that out there for you.
But
I'm like Dream Twister.
frustration can lead to fuck this game.
Yeah.
Is easily. So it's a stone throw away. So another game that will probably disappoint. And when I say this, I don't mean it in the sense that it's gonna suck. This particular one's not gonna suck. It's just gonna be disappointing because he will never reach the shadow of what the first game was.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this. Okay.
Oh, yes, you do. Of course, I am talking about Doom
Doom
Eternal.
Eternal. I knew it.
Yeah,
Doom
yeah.
Eternal. I knew it.
And the reason I believe it's is that and I'm just gonna say it, and you guys agree or not agree, is that Matrix and Matrix
Reloaded.
Reloaded kind of situation where you have you have a almost perfect movie, in this case an almost perfect sort of game, a proper formula, if you will. Let's put
sort
it
of.
that way. So on the side of Doom, 2016, and then you need to step it up now because you're doing the sequel. So now you are struggling to find ways to make it more bombastic and better. You're gonna introduce lore where lore is not necessarily needed or wanted. You
You're gonna
know, and
introduce a hub area.
you're gonna yes, exactly.
I heard that. I was like, what?
Fucking
Why?
hub area. Like if
Yeah.
it was, like if I would, like if the Doom Slayer needed to have a place to just like
Wait,
relax.
why am I socializing into Doom Slayer? I thought the whole point was to rip people apart.
Right? You would think you rip and tear until it's done, but no.
Like, do
And
they
it-
let me kill people in the hub?
I don't.
Probably not.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, all I know is that if this is the Doom Slayer, he doesn't need a rest and relaxation area. You know.
You don't need no friends.
No. Also, I don't need to be, meandering with this humans. You know, it's like I don't care how he treats them. I don't care about that. It's just it seemed like an unnecessary piece for something that had a really cool mythos, and they should have just stick to that formula. Of course, you don't want to make the game exactly as the previous one, because otherwise you end up with like Borderlands 3 is to Borderlands 2. You know, yeah, if you like Borderlands 2, you probably enjoy Borderlands 3, but that's too samey. So I do understand that there have to be some differences. I just don't feel like the differences that I'm seeing here or the additions that I'm seeing here they're gonna be for the betterment of that game. Matrix Reloaded is a good movie, but it's not as good as the original Matrix. And that's what's gonna happen to this one. That's why I think Doom Eternal might disappoint.
Okay. Well,
Interesting.
I got one more here. Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Mm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was looking pretty good, and I'm not even a Pokemon fan.
Well, first of all, I know they did away with the Mega Evolutions. I understand why from a developer point of view, but it still feels kind of lazy.
Uh,
And that's where they're doing this, where your Pokemon gets really big, whatever the hell they're calling it. I don't remember, and honestly, right now, I don't care. And they're limiting you. There's this thing called a Pokemon Bank. It's an app
uh,
where you can put on your Pokemon from, let's say, Black and White, and you can move it to Omega Ruby,
okay.
which is pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to capture them all over again. You have them in your bank. You want to fill up your Pokédex, transfer them over. Boom. It's
Okay.
beautiful. Yeah, that's not going to happen with Sword and Shield. That is not available.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. So, because they're also, I think a lot of the Pokemon are not showing up in Sword and Shield.
Not showing up in Sword and Shield. Are they gonna be added later on?
I don't know. I haven't found
Found anything on that?
anything on.
The
Yeah.
game comes out pretty soon, so
I just
most
know that
information, yeah.
a lot of the old Pokemon are not going to be in the new one.
Well,
Mm.
And that is very disappointing.
it is. Yeah, I agree. Especially for fans of Pokemon, it seems like their technology is gonna be better, but not necessarily the scope of the game.
Well, I mean, you imagine if they could do this game in a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, then you could probably fit it. If that is the problem, it's the hardware. And I mean, if you had better hardware, you then maybe, okay. But regardless, it's still, I don't know. I want it to be good because I've been waiting for this game for so long. But I know there's a lot of Pokemon that I like that are not necessarily fan favorites. So so I know it's gonna hurt in that sense. I just hope that the new Pokemon they do add and whatever they add from the previous generations carries me through. That is the least I can hope for.
Yeah. Also, I don't know about the portability. I mean, oh hell, never mind. I was gonna say I don't know about the portability of the Switch, which is portable, but it's still kind of bulky. But I guess that's why they had the Switch Lite or whatever.
Switch Lite, yeah.
Well, all I want is a home console game.
Okay,
That's what I want.
You're getting it. That's what you're getting it.
I know. I hope it's good.
So, are you a sword or are you a shield?
Probably sword.
All right. I realize this is the least the least important question to ask, but I was just curious.
That's okay.
All right.
So, any more? I don't have any other. I had those two. Everything else is, they're all questionable. You don't know what took them out,
Or
but
simply don't care.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Well, special mention to Need for Speed Heat.
Oh, I was
Oh,
just gonna say that one. Yes.
That
yeah.
one,
That's
I'm not
not
sure.
shocking at all.
Exactly.
Not
That's
even a-
why it's special mention because I mean, let's face it, it's
like
a Need for Speed game in
just
2019.
expecting it to fail.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
Expected it to fail. Yep. Yeah, man,
All
that's
right,
all I got.
perfect. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. As always, please go to Good Game on Good Game Bracket at GG on Facebook. Like I said, we'll probably fix that sooner or later. Also, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Mad Dog signing off for this week. Mr. Hilberto.
Well, I'm glad I made it to release the news and not just the hot topic. Yay!
And thank God you still sound like Darth Vader.
Yes, I think I'm just gonna embrace this until I get a new mic because I don't know what's wrong with this one. It only happens on the PC, mind you. Nobody has told me anything when I used it on the PS4, so I don't know what's wrong with it.
Okay.
Other than that, yeah, man, I can't wait for next week hot topic.
Awesome.
Uh,
Mr. Santos, take us home.
well, first of all, Mr. Koax, if you can please fix your mic. If not, we're gonna have to ban you until you get that corrected,
Till
and
next week.
you'll need to submit proof of repairs to your microphone. No, but I'm glad that we had this hot topic. It was an interesting one because it puts it in perspective. We're not saying in any way that these games are gonna suck. We're saying that probably we should keep our eyes open,
Yep.
and not be fanboy passionate. We realize there's a lot of games that have come out, this year that have been great. Other games that I have expected to be great have sucked. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I'm looking straight at you, buddy. And right there behind you, Contra Road Corps, you suck ass. They are a terrible game. You should have not been born out of the sphincter of Konami.
Wow.
I would recommend everybody go check out Jim Sterling's preview or a playthrough of that game because it is hilarious.
Really?
I spent the entire thing laughing.
It is hilarious.
Absolutely laughing.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, it is.
Especially the way it ends. It's so good. It is so good. Seriously.
It's so bad. It's good.
Yeah.
And last thing is the Outer Worlds is gonna suck ass. Back to you.
Wow. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
GG!